Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, I'm gonna do a weird video today of something I'd like to make a regular segment, depending on how many funny words I can find. We'll call this the Terminally Online Dictionary. And today's word is grifter. Grifter gets used a lot on the internet. Um, I've seen it mostly used, it seems like it's anytime someone's making money, they'll be called a grifter. Grifter has a specific meaning. It's actually not that new of a word, if you can believe that. Um, Origins are early 20th century. Um, Came from two words: grafting, which is the first word. If you're not familiar with what grafting is, typically it's involving plants. You'll take a healthy plant and you'll trim into it a little bit so it makes like a little wedge or cutout, and you take the plant that you're trying to grow from and you put that in the plant and you bind them together. The parent plant supports the stem that's not a part of it, uses that sap, whatever, to make it grow, so you can then take that off and make it its own plant. That's what grafting is. So that's obviously the most of the word grifter comes from that, but the other part is drifter. And a drifter, of course, is just, somebody who kind of roams from town to town. They don't really have roots anywhere. They just sort of go wherever they can, profit or survive. So you put those two together and you get the word grifter. Now, grifter in usage regarding people, again, has been around for a bit. Probably the early 20th century is when it started getting used. I wouldn't be surprised if there were usages before that. To put it in I guess to describe it in another way, I would say a grifter is like a snake oil salesman. This is someone who is selling you a product or a service that they know isn't right, or they believe is not what they, are saying it is, but they're selling it to you or pushing it to you to, of course, make them money or give them some sort of accolade, something like that. It's not just, this person is making money covering things that I think are questionable. Unfortunately, that's just, people will make money doing things, depending on your moral compass, that you won't agree with. The reason that I'm making the video and what started this whole segment, I got a comment the other day of someone referring to a streaming personality, Bosch. He's been covering the events in Ukraine, and, frankly, with any sort of coverage of live events like this, there are going to be plenty of opportunities for you to get something wrong. There might be news that you don't have yet. If you go off of knee-jerk reactions with what you see, there are lots of opportunities for you to make mistakes. I wouldn't say that this is unique to streaming personalities. I would say something like this started, honestly, when we started doing a 24-hour news cycle. There's just, when you're covering things live, you always have the chance of getting something wrong. With that in mind, though, if you are being honest with what you believe, if you're not saying things specifically to get a rise out of people so they will give you money, or, if you're saying things to try and sway people's opinions, and again, swaying them to opinions that you don't believe just so you can make money off of them, that's what makes you a grifter. The big part of grifter is, of course, the drifter part of it. there are no roots. You don't claim the group that you're in. You don't have any reason to support them beyond just they're giving you money. Now, I know a lot of people will say that for streaming personalities, that's all they do. They're in it for money. And I mean, fair, that's their job at a certain point. You know, with some of them, that is their full-time work. I wouldn't consider them reporting on the news a grift, though, because at least regarding someone like Bosch, people will donate to him no matter what he's covering. So him covering the news, and again, seemingly covering the news with things that he believes in, you know, saying things that he truly believes, I couldn't call someone like that a grifter. But that's really all I have to say about, you know, that term. Again, I would like to make this a regular segment, you know, the termly online dictionary, so to speak. So if there's any other, you know, words you hear people use online and not a lot, and you feel like they're using them wrong, by all means, leave me a comment. I'm probably gonna do a video soon on like the word shill. So I mean, there's probably more, but honestly, it's early. I'm kind of tired. I can't really think right now. But yeah, if there's anything you want me to, you know, dive into and talk about where it came from, let me know. And, you know, probably next Sunday, I'll have another episode of this terminally online dictionary. Y'all have a good day.